Hi, everybody. Sheila Stevens here with the Valkyrie Initiative and Safer Security Inc. This is just a short video to share with you some of the things I'm learning that may be of use to some of you. I'm studying gratitude. That is actually what my dissertation will be on. And I've been amazed that I thought I knew what gratitude was all my life, but I didn't. Gratitude is totally different from being grateful. The person who is grateful for something good that has happened to them is in a state of gratefulness. It's situational. It depends on what happens to you outside of you in your life. You can't control those things. That is not the kind of gratitude I'm talking about. The gratitude that I have been impressed to seek out and start being more grateful in my life about is what's called dispositional gratitude. And you can actually learn to be dispositionally grateful, which is doesn't sound right because we've always looked at um, disposition as traits, as if those things were inborn in us. But positive psychology has come a long way in the last several years, and they actually have studied these things that make us different people, better people, or bring us happiness, joy, make our lives better. The whole idea behind positive psychology is to look at what people are doing right. People are actually experiencing things like gratitude. They're doing the good work, so to speak, out there, and they're how do they do it? That's the whole idea behind positive psychology. What steps do they take? How do they develop this not situational but dispositional gratitude so that they're able to look at life not just today but the future with gratitude and hope. And I think hope is one thing that so many of us need these days. We look at the world around us and it looks like everything's different, totally changing. Um, we've been horrified by what's happening in our streets, in our schools. Um, the world is not going the way that it did in our childhood and the way we want it to. So finding gratitude might be a little bit of a difficult task for a lot of people. Um, One of the things that I have learned about being grateful, though, is that it actually changes not only your mindset and the way you go through with the day, but your relationships with other people. If you can find things to be grateful for in your relationships, they're better. You actually can express gratitude to the person that you care about, and they will in turn, 9 times out of 10, express the same gratitude back to you, or they'll start looking for it the way you do. People affect each other. People sharpen each other. You know, like the Bible says, people actually sharpen each other like rock on rock, and whoever you're around is most likely who you are or who you um, choose to be around are the people that affect you and affect your personality, your ability to deal with life, your morality, even so many different things. We need to choose the people in our life very carefully, but sometimes we can't do that. Sometimes they're family members or people that we work with or people that are in our lives that we don't necessarily choose to be there, but they're there. So with these people, we especially have to look for ways to be grateful. One of the things I've learned about not being grateful is that when your mind gets into the state of ungratefulness, you can look around and all you see is what you're looking for. What I mean is you're programming your mind that everything is bad, things are terrible, people are terrible. There's no hope, whatever's going through your head. Very bad day. People aren't responding to me. Um, I'm don't know if I can do this thing that I need to do. All these things go around in your head and they make a groove. This is not a very good scientific um, demonstration of what I'm talking about, but it's a good example. You have what's like our brain is a record player, and the groove, the needle that goes around and round on the grooves just gets deeper and deeper the more we think about negative things and negative thoughts. And then you can't even see the positive if it's right in front of you. That's been proven many, many times. And I'm sure if you think about it, you've seen that in your own life. You tell your brain, like a computer almost, the way the world is. And then that's the way you see the world. So we have to learn to reprogram our brains and learn to um, tell ourselves what we want to have in our lives, what we want to see in the world. Now, can't avoid the fact that there's evil in the world. There's bad things, there's bad people in the world, and that's not what I'm suggesting. I'm saying that you don't want that to be your default thought or your default mood or your default way view of the world. You can't avoid them. They're there. They have to be dealt with. But if you can tell your brain that there is something higher, what I tell my brain is that God's in control. That He is, as much as it may not look like it sometimes, He is definitely in control. And it relaxes me. It makes me realize that there's a path that I am to follow, and that even though things don't look the way that I would like them to, there's a better outcome on the other side because He promised me that every part of my life is important to Him and that He has a plan for me. So that's just a little aside, but scientifically, if you look at the literature, people who are grateful have the not this the dispositional great gratitude, not the state gratitude or situational gratitude. They have um, they have better marriages. They have better relationships with their children. They actually have better health, according to many scientific studies. They also have better cognitive function in many cases. Um, there's a reason for that, which I won't go into now. But neuroscience is telling us that the brain is a not only something that controls us, but something we can control. So the words that we speak are highly important. The words that we tell ourselves in self-speak are extremely important. Um, Sometimes I catch myself saying things to myself I heard in my childhood from somebody else or from, family members or people that really weren't such a good judge of who I was or who I could be. That happens to all of us. I mean, families are sometimes enmeshed, and sometimes they're not the best people to take your blueprint of who you are and who your life um, can be from. But now, if you're a parent and you have small children, you have the chance to make their blueprint exactly that. You have a chance to tell them how wonderful they are and teach them and guide them to notice all their good positive qualities. Be grateful for who they are and to help them be grateful for the good qualities that have been bestowed on them. So there's a lot more to this. I wanted to just give a shout out tonight because I know I've got a lot of friends who are deeply upset about the state of the world today, as we all are, and other things in their life which they cannot control. And I want to suggest that we all get something like maybe a gratitude journal. Write down in the evening what happened today that you can be grateful for. It may not be a lot, but find something. And do the same thing with your kids when you put them to bed at night. Tell them, hey, or ask them, what happened today that you can be grateful about. What happened in your day? Was this a good day, a bad day? Talk to them and maybe help them reframe anything that is bad in a way that perhaps they could see some good in it. It's not Pollyanna stuff. Positive psychology has been studying this type of behavior for many years now, and it's actually very important that we start to learn how our viewpoints, the things we say to ourselves, the things we say to each other, affect the way we feel, the way we look at life, the way we experience all our relationships. It's just extremely important. I don't want any more of my friends to get caught in that downward spiral and end up taking their lives. So there's help. Call me at the Valkyrie Initiative. Call me at Safer Security Inc. We have programs we can help you with. There's some things that will totally end your pain. Um, we don't even call it pain management anymore. It's a laser that actually has ended pain from people who have been in pain for years. And we have something called the beamer, which will open up all the capillaries down to your, from down in, all throughout your whole circulatory system down to the very tiniest capillaries in your fingers and toes. Has tremendously helped my neuropathy that I got from my injuries. So, and there's other things too that we can help you with. So, don't hesitate to call. Call us. Call a friend. Don't suffer alone. Don't be strong in the sense that you need help and don't ask for it, because there's times we all need help. Every one of us. Now, and if anybody says they haven't reached out for help in their life, well, I don't know. I question that. We all need each other. Don't be ashamed, and have a wonderful evening. Good night.